1978 Christopher Reeve Superman INART, let's go. So this is the original cinematic motion picture Superman from 1978. It's none other than Christopher Reeves. So let's go ahead and take a look at this figure. I'm going to let you know right now, it looks freaking fantastic. Let's get into it. First photo, and we're going with the headshot. That's because when it comes to 1/6 scale figures, it's all about that head sculpt. And right here, I gotta say, looks really good. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this face. And through, this is Christopher Reeves. That is the man. I did take a look at some comments, and some people were saying that the eyes needed some work. And I think that's just because the eyes are a little bit heavy set inside the skull. Everything looks good. The only criticism I can really give is the eyelashes. Perhaps they look a little bit too artificial. Maybe they could work on that painting of the eyelashes. The eyes are a little deep set. But that's really nitpicking. I'm just addressing what I saw in comments on Facebook. And we're wasting no time. We're going with the full-on shot of Christopher Reeves in a standing stoic pose. He's got his hands behind his back. One thing I like to know is this is an older Superman. As far as the way things were done, the way that the movies were shot, he wasn't all roided out, right? So he looks like a pretty much normal guy. He did lift weights. He famously got in really good shape, natural shape for this role. And we see that represented in this figure. You can see this looks like Christopher Reeve's physique. I like that it actually looks like his body type and not just his head put on a different body. INART is really bringing up the art form of 1/6 scale figures by doing that. That's something that Hot Toys doesn't necessarily do. Sometimes there's some mismatch issues with the head and the body. It just doesn't match that actual actor or actress. In this case, we have a dead ringer match. Taking a closer look at this tailoring, the fabric looks on point. Colors look accurate as they can be. Stitching looks good with the exception of the arms, the sleeves. Stitching is a little bit wild. You got a double stitch. I'm not sure if that's how it was represented in the movie, but I would guess that it probably wasn't with such a wide double stitch. I could be wrong. The belt, as simple it is it looks, is actually the way that Superman's belt was in that 1978 movie. Now his emblem on his chest, we have kind of like a rubberized print, which is not necessarily true for the 1978 version. It was more of an all cloth affair, but I can see why they do it like this. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not exactly a stickler for 100% screen accuracy because, you know, you have a full human being and then you have a 1/6 scale figure. And so you have a distance right there that is not necessarily going to be up close. So you just want that representation that looks good enough, but some concessions are going to have to be made for practicality. And this probably just looks a lot better than trying to put together a lot of cloth in that small form. The emblem would probably be about this big. Imagine cutting and sewing that. So I can see why they did this. We have a wired cape. We have the museum style base. Look at that cape, vibrant as ever can be. I like the vein work on the hands. A lot of people like to sidestep how important hands are in expressing somebody. You really got to do a good job on the hands. I always said that the way that an artist could represent hands, whether it's drawing or sculpture, really shows how good they are. A lot of artists know that, and this is art. This is INART, and I got to give them their kudos. This is fantastic. We are seeing the ribs through the suit. We're seeing his upper abdominal muscles. Christopher Reeves did have a wide neck, so this looks very accurate. He has those kind of eyes that I don't know how to express how they look, more like they're kind of like Michael Jackson eyes. If you know what I'm saying, Christopher Reeves had like Michael Jackson eyes, and we see that here. That's hard to capture, and they did it. Now we have, of course, not Superman. We have Clark Kent, mild-mannered Clark Kent, on his way to go to his daily job. Once again, hand sculpt looks good. We have the glasses. Tailoring on the suit looks very good. He's got that mild-mannered smile. Here he is with his jacket and his hat and a briefcase. I wonder if that briefcase is actually going to be full leather. If so, that will be a win. Please do not do pleather INART. Do not do that. Now, here's one of the accessories that Superman comes with. This would be kryptonite on a chain. Of course, thrown around his neck by some foes. Once again, take note. I think they're also trying to show off these hand sculpts. This is something we don't see with Hot Toys. Look at all the wrinkles on his knuckles. This looks like really good. This is, man, I know this is a prototype. I hope it doesn't soften up on the actual real retail version. Kryptonite looks great. It's got that translucent effect. It almost seemingly is glowing. Good lighting here. Another hand shot. I think INART is really trying to sell how they've excelled to the level of this art form with these hand shots. Stopped bullet because he is, well, in this case, he's Clark Kent, but we know who he really is. Now, the way that they've done the head here, it has 3 interchangeable hair sculpts. It's unique. I haven't quite seen something done like this before. They have that really heavy greased, slick back combed look, which is pretty iconic for 1978 Christopher Reeve Superman. And here are the head sculpts. So like I said, this is looking good, real good. Each head sculpt looks like Christopher Reeves. We have him with a smirk, that's the Clark Kent, and we have the stoic Superman. And you're going to be able to, I would believe, switch out between those 3 different hair sculpts however you like. Side shot, hair looks good. I will give credit to Hot Toys. I think that their hair looks a little bit more realistic. This one, the strands of hair are just a tad bit thick on the strands of hair. I like the eyebrows though. Those look good. Smiling Superman. He was Superman. Was a great Superman. A lot of people miss this guy. So if you're a fan of the original 1978 Superman, this has got to be a must-have for you. Now, we don't have any price and we don't definitively know if it's going to be a 2-pack. I would assume it is. What will the price be? I don't know. Maybe $700. Probably. Clark Kent. Headshot. Here we go. I don't know if there's actual glass or see-through plastic on these spectacles, but it could or couldn't. I would like to see actual lenses on here. If it doesn't, that'll be fine, but I think it brings it up to next level with the actual glass. Yeah, I really can't tell if there's glass on here. I hope so. I hope so. The frames look good. It's that tortoiseshell look. You got to do the double hip pose. It is Superman. The vibrancy on the red. This patent leather look on his boots. Yeah. The elbows, even though they're bent, they got a sharp point at the elbow. Real good. Real good. We do have those museum style bases that INART is known for. I like them myself. I think if you want to collect 1/6 scale and you want to class it up, this is the way to go. INART for sure. Hot Toys isn't as museum-like. Fully suited and booted, Clark Kent on the way. Of course, he has the inside scoop on Superman. Nobody knows why, but he's got it. So yeah, there we go, guys. I gotta say, I really don't have any criticism on this figure other than it's gonna cost a lot of money. So pre-orders are opening up on the 17th of this month. So stay tuned. Keep your Twitter fingers glued to your keyboard because you're gonna need them. It's dropping soon. Thank you for checking out the video, and I honestly want to know if people are going to pick this one up because this one's a throwback. I want to know if the younger fans of 1/6 scale are into this or not. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace.